Okay, welcome back to the best cryptocurrency trading course for beginners. In this video, we're going to be talking about our favorite trading strategies. I know this is the video that you've all been waiting for in this series, and we're going to show you 3 different easy to execute trading strategies that actually have edge. And actually one of the strategies that I'm going to show you on average has about 145% gain, meaning that when you get it right, it has like 145% gainer. It's insane. And I'm going to show you all the data to back this up. And next week, we're also going to be covering trading psychology, because even if you master the strategy, but if you have the wrong psychology and you can't handle losers, then you're not going to become a successful trader. They say that 80% of trading is actually psychology. So make sure that you stay tuned for that week's video. Now, with that being said, let's get in. Let's talk about some of our favorite trading strategies. I'll start with a really simple one, and then we'll become more and more advanced. The second strategy is actually the one that does 145% on average. I'm going to show you that proof. So first things first, this is a very simple trading strategy, which is going to make us trade with the trend and also allow us to use the Bollinger Bands to get good entry points. So just as an example here, we can use the daily time frame, and you can see here I have the 10 exponential moving average and the 50 exponential moving average, 10 in blue, 50 here in orange. And obviously I can see that since the blue is above the orange, we're in an uptrend. So this is my first thing. I want to make sure that I'm trading in the direction of the trend. Since I know that it's in an uptrend, I only want to be taking buy signals in this case. Now I'm going to drop down to a smaller time frame like the hourly, and I'm also going to look for the trend. I see that we're just crossing over. It looks like it's kind of in this ranging phase, but you could see here, it was a nice trend right here, right? So we'll just use this as an example. I'm going to take these moving averages off since I already know the direction that I want to trade in, and I'm actually going to put on the Bollinger Band, okay? Now, how does this work? Well, it's pretty simple actually. How it works is we're essentially, since we know that we're only taking buy trades, we're going to enter when we see a candle go in below the lower Bollinger Band, and we're going to wait for a bullish candle coming out of the Bollinger Bands. Once we get a bullish candle that closes above the Bollinger Bands, then this is where we're going to enter the trade, okay? Now, how do we know where we're going to exit the trade? Well, there's a couple ways that we could do this, okay? The most common way is to just exit once it hits the other Bollinger Band. So you can see it hits right up here, and you would have gone for a little 2.5% gain, which maybe is not that exciting. But if you're trading with leverage, obviously it becomes more exciting. And also, not every trade is going to be like a massive home run hitting type of trade. You may have small winners, you may have small losers, but this is the idea. Okay. Again, we're trading an uptrend only. Came out of here. We saw that we actually did get a green candle coming out of here, and we ride it till the next Bollinger Band, which it only ride up to here. So you'd make like 1% on that trade, right? So kind of a slow and steady but methodical way to trade. It's a very easy mechanical way to trade. This is the very first strategy, okay? Trade in the direction of the trend. Use the Bollinger Bands as a way to get entry signals, okay? Now, the second one is something that I'm a lot more excited about is actually, well, I have to explain this to you. So this strategy, for example, since we've been tracking it, has on average done about 145% gain per trade, which is crazy that when this happens, it goes nuts. And as you can see here in green, here are all the trades that were winners. You can see 195% gainer, 51% gainer, 9%, 45%, 288%, 365%, 279% gainer, right? There's these huge, massive gainers. What's actually happening here? So there's something psychological happening, and it's really quite simple. So here's how we were able to get in on a coin like Axie Infinity before pretty much everybody else. This is a video gaming token that went viral, as you can see by the price chart. So here's actually what happened. So we want to look at a previous all-time high. So for example, we can see a previous all-time high like right here, and we basically want to wait for a daily close above the all-time high, okay? Once we get a daily close above the all-time high, here's what starts to happen. It gets picked up by the media. The media says, new coin just hit an all-time high. People on social media start sharing that article. And what happens? Well, people see that, they start getting into the coin, and the coin goes into what's called price discovery mode, which basically just means that the market doesn't know how to price the asset. And so a lot of the times it just goes viral and it just takes off, right? And what also happens is as people see price starting to move higher and higher and higher, they FOMO in. And a lot of new retail traders see this thing's going crazy. I should get into it so I don't miss the ship. And they FOMO in and it causes price to go even higher, right? So here's the idea. You want to wait for it to close above the previous all-time high on the daily candle. Okay. And then what we do is we just use a 15% trailing stop loss. So as this coin goes up and it goes up, just right here would be 15%. Once it went up 15%, we move our stop loss to break even. Okay. When it goes up to 30%, okay, we move our stop loss to 15%. So we lock in 15% gains. When it goes up to 45%, then we move our stop loss up to 30%. So we just have a 15% trailing stop loss. And as you can see, you could have made a cool, around 100% gain. And we had people in our communities that did really, really well. Okay, now it hits our stop loss. Okay, dang, we're out of it. Well, look what happens again. Price comes up and it breaks above the previous all-time high on the daily candle. So we enter as soon as the daily candle happens. And you can see that the token just started to really go off. Okay, as you can see here, we had another about 100% gainer, which the idea, again, 15% stop loss, and you trail it on up. Okay, a lot of these they really just start to take off again. So we would have got out of the coin again. And we've had people in our group trading this exact strategy, getting in and out of the coin. This one, for example, it didn't close till all the way up here, but still we've had a nice gain on here. You could have locked in like 20% or so. So I want to show you a couple other examples and then we'll get into strategy number 3. You'll notice this pattern happens time and time again, and it's really powerful. And then I'm going to show you a little tool that makes this really easy. So here, horizontal line. Let's take a look at here just like most recently, right? So we had a previous all-time high that was right here, okay? We got to close above on the daily candle, on this candle right here. And then what's happened? We've had like a really steady climb up, basically all the way up, like, obviously you're not going to catch it all the way to the wick, but had you have, you would have been up 108%, okay? And this is happening all across the board. The thing that I love most about this strategy is even when we're in a sideways ranging market, or even when we're in a downward trending market, there's always these hype coins, as we call them, or these viral coins that are taking off. So you can trade this in all different sorts of market scenarios because it's not necessarily correlated with the rest of the market. And you can find these big time winners, and we find them all the time. Now, how do you do this? Well, it's kind of difficult. There's 11,000 different cryptocurrencies. So imagine tracking 11,000 different charts and finding out when an all-time high breaks. It's really, really difficult. So we built a really simple piece of code actually, which we call our hype coins indicator, which basically anytime it creates an all-time high, it sends you an alert right here. So you can just click on it here. Okay. You can see the price here and you can see what it's done recently, right? The other cool thing about it is you can actually just click right here and it'll take you directly to TradingView. So you can see exactly what's happening on the price chart like that. Bam. So if you'd like to get access to this hype coins indicator, and also we have tons of people inside of here that are all trading hype coins that are using this exact same strategy and that are totally killing it, then you can do so on our website, blueedgefinancial.com/crypto. You can try it out for 30 days. If you don't love it, then let us know. We'll give you all your money back. Okay, the last strategy, which is really easy and it actually has an amazing edge. I could show you all the data to back it up. One thing on this channel we try to do as much as possible is really be data driven. So we're not just some random guy just spewing out their opinion about things, but we back it up by data. And this is an algorithm that we created that our members trade, and it is extremely easy to trade. And I'll just show you how simple it is. You can trade it on pretty much any cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum. It works on pretty much all cryptocurrencies, and it actually works on different assets. So you could even trade Tesla. You could trade, a whole bunch of assets. Any assets that really trend, you can do well with. Okay. Now here's how it works. Okay. There's just these two lines. Okay. When it turns green, you buy. When it turns red, you get out of the trade. Okay. So just to give you an example, here's, where you'd enter. And then when it turns red, okay, you'd get out of the trade like here. Okay, boom, 278% on this daily chart here. And the reason why we really like this is because it does in fact have edge. And also it keeps you out of a lot of drawdown. That's a cool part about this, is instead of having to experience like 50, 60, 70, 80% drawdown like you would holding the asset, when you're actually trading it using what we call the spiral guide algorithm, then you're not going to have to experience the crazy drawdown like you would normally. So this is easy. Now, the cool part about this is you can trade it on any time frame. So you could trade it like on the 4 hour, for example, and it's the same exact thing. So you can use this as a guide to tell you when to get in and when to get out of trades. We also have a automated version of this that's coming out that'll basically just enter the trade and exit the trade for you. And you should see the results on that. It's really, really crazy. But the idea behind the system is not to have a huge high hit rate system. You're not going to win 80% of trades or anything like that. In the hype coins, maybe you would. But with this, it's a lower hit rate, but you're going to have really, really big moves. And the idea is to catch the big trends and to get out of your losing trades really quickly. Like, so for example, this is a losing trade right here, right? You would have got in like right here and you would have got out like right here. Okay, so you only lost like 4% on this trade, right? And that's the idea, to get out of your losers quickly and to let your winners run. And really, as you see on Ethereum, we would have got in right here when it turned green again, and we're catching this move right now as we speak, right? Or if you look back at it here, you can just tell again that you look at it here and boom, you would have had a nice run, get out like right there, okay? 50% move and boom. So that's the idea behind the spiral guide algorithm. And I know you're thinking, is this just some guy that's trying to sell me some BS algorithm that doesn't actually work? No, again, we're data driven. I could show you all the stats to back that up. Once you're a member, you'll be able to see all the stats behind it and all that sort of stuff. Or you can come to a live chat on our website and maybe they can point you in the right direction. So with that being said, here's the next thing that you need to do. It's all about trading psychology. I'm going to put a video up on the screen right now. Make sure that you watch it, because even if you have the best tools, you have the best strategy, if you can't get your head around losing and how to lose effectively, then you're never going to make it as a trader. So watch this video right now.